Would you like to support the Insiders? Pick up some merch now. Support us by getting a shirt, a hoodie, support Abby's window, get a Shenanigans shirt, whatever you'd like. Pick up some merch now. Insiders Pro Wrestling. The link is at the end of the video.
What's going on, everybody? And, you know, I'm pretty sure there was a song a while back that started off, It's been a while, but we are back with another episode of Between the Ropes. That was one of those 90s songs. I get all those mixed up because they were all like somber and they were all like very sad, like the rock songs. I don't even know who that was. Might have been Fuel. I can't really remember who sang that, but anyway,
the same in most cases, but
yeah, like it's one of those 90s bands that they all kind of get jumped together because a lot of them sounded the same. But anyway, it's nice to be back. We've got a lot to talk about, including the WWE draft, of course, night one on SmackDown and what the ramifications are of that. We've got some news. We've got we've got our favorite moments of the week. We've got Sell or No Sell, of course, our debate segment. We've got a what to watch for. And just, of course, we've got everyone's favorite segment tonight is airing of grievances. And we've got some good ones tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So going to be a good show, Jeff. And listen, it's always good to be back where we started in our in this format, basically. And always good to do this show, man.
Yeah, I mean, we don't always get to share our opinions on the watch-alongs, and you know, this is one of the reasons why we started this is to share our thoughts and opinions because we have a unique pairing, which is great, you know, and we mesh well, and I think doing this in this format allows us to, you know, to cover some issues and cover some topics and kind of do the radio thing that we always had aspirations of doing.
Very true. Very true. It's more of an opinion show rather than the watch-alongs are fun. But again, like Jeff said, you don't really get to express much on those because you're watching the action as it happens and stuff like that. So we're glad to be here. All right. So housekeeping. We will let you know about Abby's tomorrow. Jeff hasn't heard from Jody yet, so we'll let you know what's going on with that. If everything goes as usual, it should be 6:00 p.m. tomorrow, Eastern Standard Time. That's with Jody. Probably Dom this week. I know he couldn't make it last week because of Tuesday. So Abby's window tomorrow at 6:00 normal time. Tuesday, Wednesday, nothing. Thursday, of course, Impact Wrestling 7th. Oh, that is a big one.
Oh, that's a big one.
You are not going to want to miss this episode of Impact on Thursday night. So that is for those of you who do come out normally and those of you who don't. You're gonna want listen. If there's any episode of Impact you want to come and watch, and maybe you've never watched it, maybe you haven't watched it in years, you're gonna want to come out. You're gonna want to check that out because it is a big one, and we will go over that as to why.
Yes.
Very, very quickly. So come out for Impact. Of course, then Friday, SmackDown. We'll do the watch along for SmackDown. That is the post draft. So that'll be lineup changes. Oh no, they don't go into effect until after Backlash. My bad.
Right.
Actually, Backlash is this week. Which is Saturday, so that'll be the go home show for Backlash. So we'll do that. Of course, we got Backlash, and so that rounds out our week. So a good amount of stuff going on this week. But we'll talk about all that. I will welcome some people in, and we're going to get into it because we've got a lot to do. Vincenzo is here. What's up? We got James Grant. Christopher is here. Dylan, Erica, hello to you, and hello to you. We've got Marvin is here. Alicia's here. Big Dan is here. We've got Bonus Baby is in the house. We've got Hassan is here. Christopher, James Chadwick is here. What's up, James? Nice to see you. I know sometimes you guys don't get out because it is pretty late for you guys overseas. We appreciate it. Paul D is here. We have, of course, Anthony Slade, a member of the channel. Thank you so much, Anthony, for being a member. Nice to see you. Also, Mark is here as well. I'm sure coming off the high of the NFL draft, which was this past weekend. So I know Mark's a big football fan. Sean Rousset is here. Hey, Sean. Alexa Bliss Gamer 0809 is here. What's up with you? And looks like, yeah, okay. All right. So we're going to just dive in because, like I said, we have a lot of stuff to cover. So Jeff, I think, our first topic is the segue from what I just said.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we may as well just go ahead and get into it, right?
Let's go, man.
Let me make sure that I actually have the graphic again. It was it's such a huge surprise that
it surprised us without having the
graphic.
Us,
yeah. So here we go.
By the way, Dylan's birthday. Happy birthday, Dylan. Look.
Oh, hold on. Let me go ahead and hit this up. Happy birthday, Dylan.
Yes. Always got to give the birthday shout out. So happy birthday to you, dude. Hope you have a great one. And this is huge news. I'm sure most of you have heard it. I was going to try to keep it a secret until we did the watch along for it, but that just wasn't going to happen. Whenever you get something like this that gets out there, it's going to get out there. And it was. So Trinity,
plus they released the card already for Thursday.
Yeah, they have, and it's
promotion.
Yes, I mean it's all over the place. Trinity Fatu, of course, you guys from WWE know her as Naomi, has shown up in Impact Wrestling. What a huge signing for Impact. You know, and I'm going to get into this a little bit later in my grievance, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it now, but for all of those naysayers out there, that said, Impact can afford these free agents. Go pound sand. Because Naomi, and we've got Nick Aldis. This is huge. And not only was she there at the tapings, okay? We are going to see what she said this coming Thursday. That's why I told all of you, you need to come out, because it's going to be awesome. Her debut, we're going to listen to what she says. But not only was she there, her bestie was in the audience as well. So Mercedes Moné was there to see it. And also one guy with the 2-letter initials in the beginning of his name, last name Punk, was in their house as well. So lots and lots of moving pieces going on around Impact Wrestling. And man, as Jeff and I have been doing these watch-alongs for the longest time, we have been behind this company because we love the show, we love the wrestling, and man, oh man, they can do no wrong this year. And now, Jeff, they have one of the biggest free agents that was on the market that nobody knew where she's going to end up. Everybody's guess, of course, was AEW, AEW, AEW. Well, that didn't happen. Impact got her, and I don't want to hear anybody talking about where Impact can't sign free agents anymore, Jeff. This is huge for Impact Wrestling and makes that amazing Knockouts division even that much better, if you can believe it, because they're already on top of the mountain.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this has been a great year for them. I mean, it really has. From a show standpoint, just quality of matches, everything. It's just been great. And the Knockouts division, not just because we do a watch along for it, but the Knockouts division is the best women's division in all of wrestling. Period.
No doubt.
It's filled with great matchups that she can have. Just filled so many great matchups. I agree with everything that Conrad said there. Impact had a better free agent signings than WWE this year.
Oh,
yes,
no doubt.
No doubt.
Yep.
Not no arguments there, because honestly, they've just been firing on all cylinders.
Yep.
And they've been hot, and all it takes is one name or two names to create a little bit of buzz.
Yep.
To spark. I don't know who you are, buddy, but you're about to get bounced like real
brother.
quick.
Already?
Yeah, like we're gonna have to go there. I'll give you another chance because I'm a nice guy. But if you don't watch it, don't criticize it. You can't, because if you don't watch something, you have no basis to.
This particular person was in here before doing the same thing, so yeah, he's gone. He's been in here doing that before, so whatever. He fake account, whatever. Let's move on. He's gone.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, I'm excited for Impact.
Yeah.
And Bonkers brings up, we don't know how long she's there for. It doesn't matter if she's there for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year. Doesn't matter. Just having her there for however long she's there is going to bring more eyes. But the other thing that it's going to do is going to give her the opportunity to do what Deonna Purrazzo did.
Yes.
And that's prove that company wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Everything Deonna Purrazzo has done since she's left WWE has just been money. Think about how she's been presented since she's been in Impact. And the fact that, I mean, she's just been on top.
Yep.
A year or so ago, she was the top wrestler in the company. Not female, wrestler. That should tell you everything you need to know. So this is an opportunity for Trinity. And for the people who hate on Impact, like, oh, it's Impact, blah, blah. You know what? I'm going to do this. You. For real. Because
nice.
Honestly, Impact is a prime example of the wrestling industry not being one or two companies.
Yep.
It's a heck of a lot more than that. There are a lot of other places to go, and you should want Impact to succeed.
Yeah.
As a wrestling fan.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because it creates other opportunities for people to grow, for people to rebuild. And I don't understand the hate. I don't understand why there's this, superiority complex with some wrestling fans. Like, oh, well, WWE's the best. And no, WWE used to be the only game in town.
Right.
It's not that way anymore. Nor should it be. And I'm glad that it's not. Thank God for companies like AEW and Impact.
Yeah.
GCW. I'm going to forget a bunch, but I'm just AAA. Thank God for places like that.
Yeah, no doubt.
So
No doubt, dude. Listen, it's competition helps everyone. It ups everyone's game. And listen, the people like that, we'll make an example of the moron, but the people like him or her, whoever, are gonna do that. Number one, just because they probably are pissed that their favorite company or whatever it was didn't sign said free agent. So they're going to come out and they're just going to rag on it wherever she signed. That's usually what it is. They're upset that they didn't go where that person wanted them to go. Well, you know what? That's too bad. Not everything is going to happen the way you want it to happen. That's life. So you better get used to having that happen. But yeah, it's so silly. Like we say this all the time. It's entertainment, and everybody can be entertained by something different. We don't have to fight about it. It's wrestling, for goodness sakes. It's something we watch on TV to get entertained by. And not everybody's going to like the same thing, and that's okay. Not everybody has to like it, but this is a celebration for a company who fought and fought and fought over the past, 4, 5, 6 years to come out from underneath where they really sunk. And they are storyline wise, and I will challenge any one of you, whoever is listening to this video now, maybe not in the chat, but listening to the show, I will challenge anyone to come out. And again, not if you're one of those people that's just going to sit there and be like, yeah, this sucks, no matter if it's good or not. But I would challenge any one of you to come out. And it doesn't even matter if you come and watch our show. I would challenge any one of you to go out, watch an episode of Impact Wrestling, and tell me it's not good. Tell me it's not good. And I'm not saying, like I said, these people that are just going to hate on everything. No, you admit to yourself that it was a good show, because every show they've done so far this year has been a fun show to watch and a good wrestling program. So yeah, this is a celebration for all of us that are fans of this show, for Impact as a whole, for the people that are going to see them live, to the fans. This is tremendous news. And, it's awesome to see. And, I just think that this is going to bring more, like Jeff said. We saw Deonna, as he explained, come up, and Deonna was ranked in the top 10 of PWI. Okay. And that's something from where she came. Now Naomi comes in, and you know what, Jeff? You know what I saw on idiotic Twitter when she made her debut. You know what I saw on there? I'm gonna just call it idiotic Twitter from now on. But
There you go. I like that.
yeah, you know what I saw on there mostly? People complaining and saying she's going to get in trouble because she's wearing neon, and that's licensed to WWE. Glow is licensed to WWE. The word glow, you can't license the word glow. I mean, and that's what they were saying. Oh, she's gonna get in trouble. And see, those are the idiots who are WWE hardcores. They wanted her there. She's not there, and now they're pissed. And WWE is gonna sue her. She's not gonna be able to use that gimmick. She can't do that. She can't come out with the neon colors. You're morons.
Have they ever heard of glow sticks?
Yeah, right. You can't license that. I'm sorry. She can't come out and call herself the same thing. She's not going to come out and say she's Naomi, which is exactly why Sasha is not Sasha. She's Mercedes Moné. But she can certainly come out wearing neon colors. So that just goes to
Joe, I gotta be honest.
Go ahead.
I try to we'll just say maneuver around idiotic Twitter. I have so many words and things blocked at this point, and words muted, that I'm surprised that I get anything on my timeline anymore. But honestly, that the fact that someone thought that,
Mm-hmm. And it wasn't just one person. I saw it literally from several people. I knew you'd love this because Jeff does marketing. So, he would know more about this kind of thing a little bit than I would. But yeah, I figured you'd get a kick out of it. Oh, yeah. I saw at least, oh my gosh, it had to be at least 5 people, maybe 6, that said this on Twitter. And I was shocked. I'm like, are you just stupid? Or like, are you? Obviously, they are. But that was what they were saying. They weren't saying, "Oh, congrats to her. Oh, this is awesome. Good for her that she's back in wrestling." Nope. They were saying, "Oh no, she's gonna get in trouble from the WWE because she's wearing neon." I'm like, "Oh, for God's sakes, just for God's sakes." I just can't. Oh, sorry, dude. Finish your thought.
No, that's it. And James just asked a question, and I heard some things about this, but I did have a direction of my thinking here.
Mm,
James is asking, do you think it's telling that she chose to go to Impact over AEW, and she even says she's been watching for years and loves the division? Here's what I'll say about that. I think it's telling that she didn't return to WWE,
mm-hmm.
and I think it's telling that she didn't go to AEW. And the reason I say that is because I think it's all about her proving and betting on herself.
Yeah.
I think it's all about that at this point. She's gonna prove them wrong. She's gonna prove that she's not reliant on the machine anymore.
Yep.
I think that's a part of why she did what she did. I think it's telling that because I doubt it. I doubt that they didn't offer her a contract to come back. I would be shocked
Yep.
if reports came out that said that they never offered her anything to come back. I'd be surprised. Um, but I think people just need to enjoy the ride and just let her do her thing. If you watch Impact, if it gets you to tune in, if her showing up there and all the buzz that's surrounding that gets you to tune in and you end up liking the show, then great for you. Welcome
Yeah.
aboard. We're
Right.
happy to have you.
Right.
Thank you for joining the rest of us fans who recognize and acknowledge how great Impact is.
Yeah.
Um, and if you don't watch it anymore, then that's fine too. Maybe it's not for everyone, but it's for me and a
Yep.
large group of us who gather together on Thursday nights to watch it. So, we'd love to have you. We'd love for you to join us. We think you'd really enjoy the show. So,
Yeah. Listen, I'm not one to, and Jeff nor I do this. Okay, we don't brag about our show. We enjoy doing this because we enjoy doing it. We don't go out there and brag, but I will say that our show is up there with the highest rated shows on YouTube for Impact. So we do enjoy this show. We do the show because we enjoy the show, and we do the show because you guys enjoy the show. Um, why can't somebody just want to go to a wrestling place because they love the competition? Doesn't it stand to reason that the Impact Women's division is regarded as one of the best women's? It was on there on PWI, the
mhm.
cover of PWI, all six of them, and it said the best women's division. This is the biggest wrestling magazine out there. Okay, and why couldn't she just want to go there because she wants to be one of the best? It's it's like I said, it's like a free agent in sports wanting to go to a good sports team. That's what they do. All right, so yeah, man, it just makes sense that she would want to be there, and I think it's fantastic. Like I said, I am thrilled for Impact, for getting her. And I don't know what it's going to bring. Could it bring others? Maybe. We'll see. But I'm just happy she's there. And you got to come out. Like I said, this coming Thursday, she is going to make a statement. So she's going to come out and talk. So you will not want to miss that show. That is, of course, 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday night. Join us for Impact Wrestling. If you haven't in a while, come and see Naomi's debut, Trinity's debut. So amazing stuff, man. I'm thrilled she's there. I'm absolutely
Yeah,
thrilled she's there.
absolutely,
Uh,
absolutely.
all right, buddy. What do we got up next?
All right, up next, I actually have a graphic for this one. So, um, Yay me.
It's all good. Jeff's been
All right.
working hard.
All right, here we go. Um, that's night one of the draft.
Yes. The WWE Draft Night 1 was on Friday night on SmackDown. Apologies for the watch along. I was not feeling well. I had some stomach issues and I just could not do it. So apologies for that. But night one, was interesting. Of course, Roman Reigns was the number one pick. Of course, I did not think that would be. But what was interesting there to me was it was Roman, it was Paul Heyman, and it was Solo Sikoa. So not the whole bloodline. The left outs were the Usos, which is interesting to me as well, because I have a little prediction that I think they're going to be drafted to the other show. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Roman gets drafted number one. Now, this is the part that I was a little upset with. Cody Rhodes went number two. Not shocked that it happened, but that means they're on opposite shows. What that also means is we will not see a rematch with Cody Rhodes and Roman at least until next WrestleMania, which that kind of sucks. But I guess they're going to play this out for the whole year, and they're going to go through. Now, what concerns me with this is, now they did put some different people on SmackDown. Obviously, we're going to see more tomorrow on Raw. But you got AJ Styles there, which I thought was really interesting with his faction. Yep. Of course, AJ and Roman could be a thing, which would be really fun, really awesome to see. Edge got put on SmackDown, so you could always see Edge and Roman Reigns. So they look like they are setting that up for some different matches for Roman. And then, of course, one of the things I loved the most, Jeff, was seeing the room in NXT. I love that part of it. I loved how they did that, and seeing the NXT wrestlers sitting there and waiting for their names to be called. Alba Fire, of course, and Isla Dawn, Indy Hartwell. I love Indy Hartwell, and I think the world of her. I think she's awesome. And seeing them all get chosen was fantastic. I really loved the excitement and stuff that they showed. Listen, Byline, we're getting Index back on Raw because Dexter Lumis was picked to Raw. So that's amazing. The Way could also be back on Raw because Johnny Gargano is there. So we may be getting little reunions of NXT, which I'm perfectly fine with. And I'm reuniting The Way. Yep, Conrad just mentioned it. Yeah, listen, man, I like it. It's going to infuse talent onto these shows. They're going to have new matchups, new things happening. Jeff, we're more than likely probably going to get a tournament, I would guess, for that new title now on Raw.
Yeah, and I've seen the bracket of what's out there.
Yep.
I'm not sure if that's a real bracket. If it is, sign me up because man, it looks tremendous. So I'm actually excited. I wish that Cody and Roman were on the same show, but I can understand them being separated because that's two big draws. On one show. Not saying that others can't fill that void on the other show, but I just feel like that would be a lot. That would be top heavy for SmackDown. So, and plus, I think Raw needs a lot of help to get through their 3 hours.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. Yeah, I agree. Of course, I know a lot of you are huge Bray fans. No Bray, no Alexa, but that was announced prior. There are others, Ciampa. So what it looks like is that the people who were injured or unable to compete were left off the list, which makes sense because they just don't know when they'll be back. But again, and they'll talk about this on Abby's tomorrow if that is indeed happening. But we did get a little thing, which was good news, where he did mention that he's looking forward to getting back when he is able to. So that's a good sign for all the people who've been frightening everybody and scaring everybody off, saying he was out of wrestling. So that's not true. And another little aside to that, again, and I preach this on here all the time. Again, please watch who you listen to on line on idiotic Twitter, especially because again, we had posts on there saying, "Oh, the SmackDown had Bray's set there for the Funhouse and Alexa set blah 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 blah." They were never confirmed by anyone, and especially by the big three. The bigger dirt sheets who would confirm all this never confirmed any of that. So, just again, please watch who you listen to. Any Joe Blow on idiotic Twitter can go out there and put something up there. Okay. Anyone can. And anyone will believe it because they want to so badly. So, but yeah, they'll talk more about that tomorrow, obviously. So, but yeah, some really great draft picks. There were more yesterday, by the way. They did some on the bump, I think. We got some more NXT wrestlers and stuff that were brought up to some of the other shows. Some of them were named absolute free agents that they can go anywhere. Omos was named a free agent where he can go back and forth, so he can go to either show. I know people are thinking, "Oh yeah, great Omos," but hey, it's okay. You can get him different matchups and stuff that way. I mean, he's a big dude. He's a big presence. So, yeah, we're going to get more tomorrow, of course, on Monday, night 2, and see how it finishes up. But either way, like Vince used to say, it's time to shake things up a little. I think it was, and I think it was a good time to do this. It coincided with the NFL draft. Very smart, I think. And I think it's going to lead to, like Jeff said, Raw was kind of getting a little repetitive again. I don't want to be, I'm not being a downer here, but it was getting a little repetitive again. So, but I think that was intentional because they knew the draft was coming up. They weren't going to start any new storylines and stuff like that. Now they can after Backlash and reset everything. So, happy to see that. And Jeff, I'm, excited to see going forward what's going to happen after Backlash and what all these new matchups are going to bring.
Yeah. I will say this though. I'm a little bit confused, and was a little shocked when the Raw Women's Champion ended up on SmackDown.
Bianca, yeah.
I'm interested to see how they do this. I'm willing to listen to any ideas on how you would do this for folks in the chat, and Joe, you as well. How would you go about handling that situation?
Yeah, that's a great shout, dude. I know that they teased the thing with her and Rhea. So it was almost kind of like they were teasing the two of them meeting, and maybe, I don't know, are they going to unify that title as well, almost kind of like Roman did? And then are they going to bring out another women's title similarly to what they just did on Raw? I'm not real sure, but that's a great question. Are they going to move? Do you think did Rhea get drafted yet?
Did Judgment Day as a whole get drafted? Is she okay to be drafted alone? I'm not sure. I'll say this, Joe, to your point. I think this needs to happen anyway, but I think they need to change the name of the titles I think they need to do that to match up what they're doing with the men's titles. So if you want to call one a Universal and, whatever.
Yes.
Whatever you want to do. But I think they should rename the titles if you're going to have separate titles.
Yep.
I could see them though unifying the titles.
Yes.
Which would make a lot of sense and give your champion flexibility to go from show to show.
Yeah.
So.
Agreed. And I think, and people in the chat are saying this too. I think that why not do the same thing as the men? If you're going to do this for the men, do it for the women. There's no reason why not. If you're going to have 2 belts out there, one on each show, then do it for the women as well. There's no reason why at this point in time that you can't. So then maybe that's what they're thinking of doing here. It was weird though. That she could, but everybody's saying no, Rhea was not. I didn't think so. So Rhea will probably be part of tomorrow's draft, I'm sure. Now it'll be interesting. Does Rhea get drafted to SmackDown? If so, then that's a pretty big clue that there's going to be an upcoming match very quickly. Now maybe it's that Night of Champions that they have coming up at Saudi, where it'll be title versus title to unify them at Night of Champions. That could even be the main event, to be honest. The men's tournament will probably wrap up there, which will, of course, crown the new champion for Raw. But that title versus title match should be, and would that be something? A main event in Saudi for the women would be huge. Absolutely huge, historic. So maybe that's where they're headed. We'll see. I'm sure we'll get more answers on that tomorrow. But if you see Rhea get drafted to SmackDown, then now if she gets drafted to Raw, they could still, I guess, do it. It'd be Raw versus SmackDown at that point, but it'll be a little bit weird. So, but anyway, any other names you saw that you were really excited about where they went, or people maybe coming up from NXT you were excited about?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really really happy to see JD McDonough.
Yes.
Coming up. I think that's awesome. Gonna create some great matchups. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with him. I really like the switch of Imperium to Raw.
Yes, me too.
I really, really like that.
Yeah, me too.
Again, changing things up quite a bit, which I like. I'm just really excited, and I love the video that you were referencing earlier with NXT. It reminded me of watching Selection Sunday for the NCAA tournament.
Yep.
And the excitement and the enthusiasm, and I loved it. So
I did too. Yeah, I thought it was great. It really showed emotion, and I'm sure that was genuine emotion from them. That this is a dream that they've had forever, and some of them have been in NXT for a good long time. And when they it's so cool to see it live. When they're they're in the Performance Center and they hear their name called. Very, very much akin to sports drafts with the NFL, where you see the players getting called on the phone and told that they got drafted. And it's really, really cool. To see it happening to these people from NXT that have been, great stars for the NXT brand for a long time. So yeah, I thought it was done really well. Oh, and by the way, of course, the WWE stars coming out to announce the picks. We got to see some people, Teddy Long, of course, Shawn Michaels and Road Dogg, Michael P.S. Hayes, who everybody said looked like Uncle Howdy.
I saw that.
He did. He had an uncanny resemblance with the hat, with the spikes around the hat. And I mean, he did look like him. Yeah. But it was cool to see. I love how they did RVD. RVD was neat to see him. So that was cool. And I'm sure they'll probably do more of that on Monday. So was really neat to see. And I thought it was done really well. So now it's great to see where they're going to head with this, and excited to see where they're going to go, Jeff, with all this new stuff.
Yep, absolutely, man. Absolutely.
All right, man. Moving on. Let's go to our next one.
We talked about it, so we might as well show this thing. Right. Which I'll say this. I love the look of this belt.
I do too. And the first thing I thought was I hearken back to the era of the late 70s, 1980s. This is a throwback classic look for a title to me. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it's people again on idiotic Twitter criticizing it. Oh, this is terrible. They don't know. Listen, have you watched wrestling at all throughout your life, other than maybe in the last year or so? Because this belt looks amazing. I love this. They put it right on WWE Shop, so there's probably people who already own them or are going to be owning them soon. I think this is tremendous. I think this looks fantastic. I love the look of it. It's a throwback. It's a classic looking belt with the gold around it, the logo in the middle, gold everywhere. You don't have all kind of craziness going on with a whole bunch of different colors. I love it. And I think it was super smart to do. I love how Triple H kind of dissed Roman a little bit when he announced this belt. Came out and said, well, Roman, he doesn't want to show up all the time. He doesn't want to come out to all these shows. So Triple H kind of putting Roman down a little bit when he announced this title. So, and I'm kind of excited to hear what Roman's reaction to this is going to be, because Roman held 2 belts, right, for the longest time, and now, yeah. So not imagining he's going to be too happy about it, but yeah, the title's tremendous, and now we get to see a competition of who. Now people already have. I think I put a poll out there. Who do you think is going to win this title? I think the top 2 are probably Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. But there probably are a bunch of Austin Theory threw his name into the pool last week. There's going to be others as well. I don't know if Brock's going to want a shot at it. Maybe other stars that are going to move to Raw are going to put their name in there. Bray liked the post, so that's a like on his Twitter that you didn't see. Twitter, by the way, that he put a little like up there. So I love it, man, and I can't wait to see what we're going to get out of this and this tournament that's going to happen and how this is going to go. But I think it's a smart thing to do. Now you have 2 champions. You have a champion on one show, champ on the other show. You don't have to wait for one to decide to go to the other show. I think it's really, really a smart way to do it.
Yeah, and I'll say this too. I had this conversation at Heroes Hideout yesterday. Shout out to Heroes Hideout, always doing great meet and greets and have some cool stuff there. But I was talking to one of the guys there, and we talked about how it was a perfect marriage between Big Gold and a modern look.
Yes.
It looks a lot like Big Gold, but it's got a modern twist to it, which I really like. So yeah, I love the fact. I love the look of the belt, but then I love the fact that you have this champion on Raw.
Yes.
I like that. So we'll see what happens. I think there are some great possibilities there, but I would agree with Jody, Seth Rollins.
Yeah, it would kind of see. Yeah,
I think Seth has earned his this championship. I do. What he's done has been tremendous.
You're right. Look at all the people he put over in the last couple of years. I mean, he's winning his matches, but look at all the matches that he's had. Tremendous. I wouldn't doubt it comes down now. Maybe people might think the Final Four, it might come down to Cody and Seth. I don't think so, because I think someone's going to stop Cody from winning. Maybe it's Brock. Maybe they're going to continue that for a while, but I think someone's going to stop Cody from winning, and then Seth will end up having a match with someone else. But yeah, I would agree. I think
maybe it's one of the Usos.
Could very well be. Yeah, could very well be. I mean, the Usos, if they end up going to Raw, they could end up splitting. Jay and Jimmy could end up being solo. Yeah, we'll see. We're seeing that look on Jey Uso's face quite a bit. That little almost like indecisive look when he's sitting there sometimes, and it's like he's getting frustrated, and maybe what Sammy's telling him is getting in his head. So one of them could walk, and that would be very interesting too. Yeah, Jody's in the chat. There are some people that joined us, and welcome to those who have. DRO Choco is here. We have Brandon Wayne Lewis. We have some other people who just joined us recently. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. Seth and Finn in the finals. So you could see Finn Balor. Just so many other names. And Matt Riddle could be up there too. Remember, he's back. So yeah, you can see a lot of people. Sheamus and Drew, right? I think they're both on. Well, they didn't. I don't even know if they got drafted yet, so maybe not. Maybe one of them will be there, and the other. But yeah, it's going to create a whole bunch of cool matchups. We're going to see. Maybe Gunther. You were just talking about Imperium. Maybe Gunther throws his name in the ring. So that, yeah,
why not?
Yeah. But anyway, I love it, and I'm excited to see where they go. Mark says the one thing about this is that I heard a lot of fans who watched it. The WCW didn't like it because they didn't want the WWE logo slapped in the middle. But Tazzy said that things have changed. Triple H knows what he's doing. That's okay to have a mixture of a classic look with today's wrestling in mind. Yeah, listen. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And it doesn't matter. You can go back to something older. People aren't going to remember it probably anyway. It's not like they took it and directly copied it. It just has that look to it, like Jeff was saying. So, all right, Jeff, what do we got next, man?
All right, man. Yeah, we go from that to we've been seeing a lot of this fella recently.
Yeah, right. We have.
I know Conrad sent me something over last night, and I had no idea that that was the case. But yeah, been seeing a lot of one CM Punk lately.
He's been popping up around in a lot of different wrestling companies, hasn't he? He was at Chicago at this when WWE was in Chicago backstage. I heard he was talking to Triple H. He, of course, was in AEW, talking to some people there. A lot of people going through Chicago, and then, of course, he was at Impact as well. As I mentioned earlier tonight, Mercedes Moné and him were talking apparently via text. That came from Fightful, so he's been around, man, and. Listen, the guy is no dummy. Okay, he's been around for a long time. He knows the business. He's no dummy. He's getting his name out there, which isn't. Listen, that's smart marketing. It's smart business. He's putting himself out there as a where is he going to end up? And now you're creating that. Is that he was backstage with WWE, he's talking with WWE, he's talking with Triple H. Is he going to end up in WWE? He was backstage talking to some of the people in AEW. Is he going to end up back in AEW? He was in Impact Wrestling, and now we got Naomi there. We have Trinity there. We've got Mercedes in the crowd. Could he possibly end up in Impact? He's creating a bubble of things, of news going on about him. And he's getting people excited about where he may end up. Okay, which is very smart. Like I said, very smart to do. Don't know if he's going to end up in any of those places. Don't know if he's going to end up in one of them. I have no clue. I don't think anyone else knows.
No.
He is a free agent, and he's getting himself out there, getting his name out there. Where he ends up, I have no clue. My guess, if I had to make one, would probably be back with AEW if they want him back after everything that happened there. I don't see why he wouldn't go back where he was. Maybe in a different capacity, maybe to a different feud. We don't know, but some people are even saying he's going to show up at that pay-per-view that AEW has coming up overseas. Which would be his, the big return. So I don't know that he is necessarily. I don't want to say, I shouldn't have probably said that. I don't know if he's still signed there. He could be, Christopher. I don't know. He could still be signed there. I don't know the status of his stuff. I don't know. The logistics behind it. So yeah, I stand corrected with that. I don't know if he's a free agent or not. I should have worded it better. He just, I guess maybe not working wrestler right now. I should have worded it that way. The biggest name maybe who's not doing matches right now out there, and everybody's just wondering where he's going to end up. So CM Punk is coming back. He got AEW big money for the rumored Saturday show. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, well, yeah, let's see. Let's wait and see. But Jeff, like him or hate him, he's big news, man.
Hey, this guy, I'll say this. He's one of those polarizing guys from what I've seen. Most people aren't really lukewarm on him. Yep. It's like you either like him or you don't.
Yep.
I'm happy to see him out and about. I really hope, not just from a fan standpoint, but I hope that all of the stuff that happened that probably should have stayed behind closed doors gets resolved, not for the fans, but for those people that were involved. Right. I hope they're able to, put aside their differences and handle things like adults and get past it. Whatever happened, we don't know the full story. We never will. And I don't think it's any of our business. But what I'll say is CM Punk understands who CM Punk is.
Mm-hmm.
He understands that. So he's keeping his name hot, which is good. And all of this buzz is going to lead right to when they start that brand new show on Saturday nights. And you see him debut again. You see him return, sorry. It's going to bring all those eyes there. So it looks like it's heading in that direction. So, so yeah, I mean, I think it's smart as all. I mean, CM Punk, he understands.
Oh, he does. Those old dogs that have been around wrestling a long time, they know what they're doing.
They
They
know,
know
yeah.
what they
The
know how to market
vets know.
themselves. Yep.
The vets know. The
Yep.
vets know.
They absolutely do. All right. Well, speaking of surprises, what's up next?
Oh yeah. So this was a shock. Roderick Strong is all elite, and from what I saw, some people were even surprised to know that he was out of his WWE contract. But according to some reports, he was out of it as late as early as November of last year. So
He hadn't been around for a while. And, I'm sure there were people wondering, but just out of the blue. Gotta say, it's always great when things are hidden, right? It's with the whole thing with Trinity, it's hard for Impact to do because they do tapings, not live shows. So it's harder to hide that because you're taping it ahead of time. But this one, I had it on. I don't get to watch it as much, and I had it on. I'm like, whoa. And of course with Adam Cole. So this is a big signing for them. And yeah, Roderick hasn't been on NXT in a while. And like Jeff said, there wasn't a lot of word out there as to where he was. Is his contract over? Did he re-sign? Well, obviously not. And he's now headed over with AEW. He is all elite, as Jeff said. Roderick Strong is a great athlete, a great wrestler. And I'm sure, are we going to get getting a faction here with Adam Cole again built back up? They'd be silly not to.
I'll get into
Oh yeah,
my,
dude. That was huge in NXT. And so, are we gonna get a replay? Why not? If you're a wrestling company and you're getting these guys there, run it back. Because again, like I said, you'd be silly not to. Go ahead, Jeff.
So you've got the possibility of reuniting one of the hottest factions in the last 5 years.
Yep.
And Conrad beat me to it.
I saw that.
Conrad beat me to it. I was going to say, and then you got a fish named Bobby who just messed up the bag. He dropped the bag for the reunion, for the full reunion.
Yep.
He fumbled the bag for real on that one. And I don't think there's a way a snowball's chance, and where that he ends up back there.
Yeah, you're probably not going to see that. You're going to, yeah.
So yeah, it's funny though. It's funny how certain things stay secret. And I was going to get into this in my grievance, but I'll just kind of tee it up here. It's interesting how certain things stay secret, but if some people take a dump, it's reported all over the internet. Yep. Just going to throw that out there. I'll tee that up for later.
Well, we got that coming up right soon. So not that much later, you will have to wait. But yes, poor Bobby. Bobby Fish showed up that one night at Impact. And it's like, what the hell's going on here? And it looked like he was going to get right involved in the title program. Then, boop, gone.
Yeah. Man, what was crazy was, okay, so he debuted at Bound for Glory, where I went to the show. Albany is basically his hometown.
Yep.
And I felt bad for the dude because he got booed like crazy. And then you started getting CM Punk chants, and I was like, "Oh man, y'all are doing this to the man." He came back home, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, Bobby fumbled the bag on that one.
Oh man. Well, again, good. It was a good surprise for everybody who watched AEW, and an unexpected one. And that is not easy to do when you can accomplish that and get that kind of a reaction. So it was really cool. All right, that is our news for tonight. And well, we know where we're going next. It's everybody's favorite segment of Between the Ropes, Jeff, and it's that time.
It's that time. So yeah, let's get into it. This ought to be a lot of fun, Joe.
Yes.
The airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now you're gonna hear about.
Oh my gosh, I love Jerry Stiller and I love this segment. This is where we get the, it's almost kind of like, I don't want to be gross, but it's almost kind of like you hear about these things when younger people, older people have some trouble with, with bathroom stuff. They go to see a gastroenterologist and they tell them about a colon cleanse, right? This is kind of that for us. We kind of just get to cleanse all of the crap out of the stuff, right? So yes, a little bit of a bad, weird description, but yes, it sometimes it's just good to do. We get to just whoosh and flush it down, and this is a good thing to do sometimes. So Jeff, go ahead, man. I know he's been chomping at the bit. Jeff's been listen. This has been getting previewed almost since our, when was it? Not Impact last week, but the week before. So yes, so I'm giving the floor up to Jeff. I will follow him up with a little bit of mine, but Jeff, man, go ahead. You are up, dude.
Yeah. I just want to say, I guess I'll start here. Since I just teed it up a little bit, it's just very interesting to me how certain news gets leaked out and some news stays absolutely 100% quiet. Now, I know a lot of these journalists, um, they're trying to write stories, and some of them are credible people. Some of them have some morals, but some people are in it for a check, and some people are in it for clicks and views. I don't think I have to say the names, but it's just interesting to me how all this negative stuff about CM Punk comes out. All these debuts come out from a person who laughed at a wrestler getting a concussion and thought that was cute. It's ridiculous. I don't even like mentioning his name anymore. But look it up. You'll be able to see. Um it's just interesting to me. And then all of a sudden, which it was going to be hard, like you said, Joe, for Impact to keep this secret because they tape shows.
Right.
But the moment that it happened, boom, it hits, and everybody's reporting. You can't get on social media,
Yep.
any social media platform, without seeing it. So I hate that for Impact, but I like it in the sense that it helps create some buzz for Impact Wrestling.
Yep.
So, yeah, Conrad. Yeah, me and Conrad have had a talk about how, there are certain things that we'll say Uncle Dave and the other dude like to do with stories about people, especially some of the ones on Punk. But it's ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous. Um, some of the crap that happens out there. So, all right, enough about that. Um, the other thing I'm going to say is this. I stayed away from Twitter, Joe, for 20 days.
I knew. Mm-hmm.
Those were some of the most peaceful. I'm joking because they were not peaceful, because of other things in life. Um, but those were some good days where I didn't have to worry about a bunch of garbage, um, and people being what James Chadwick said, don't be. Um, don't be that, people. Um, But then I got back on there and I'm like, you know what? I understand why people hate this this app, because honestly, the human beings, and I don't even know that some of these people should be classified as human beings, because they seem to be heartless, soulless, just flesh pools is what we'll call them. But
Heartless amoebas. Well,
yeah, but I mean, some of these people and their Twitter fingers and their, they're ridiculous people, and it's not. They just act like they got to comment on everything. Like, you got to have a response to everybody else's response. I mean, you know, there there was a day and time where it was understood that sometimes you just have to shut the F up. That not everything is your thing to respond to or be a part of. If I want your opinion, I'll ask for your opinion. Otherwise, I don't need it. You're irrelevant. You're just you're user 61692378800 on Twitter. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you say. I mean, yeah, let me yeah. Um,
Oh my god.
yeah, but I mean, honestly, it's ridiculous, the stuff that people do on there. Don't be a dick. Um, yeah, exactly. And they're the ones that have like the cartoon pictures or pictures of something else in their profile. They're the same people.
Yep.
I'm convinced that 5 guys that fit the description of what James gave are sitting there between feedings and creating all of these accounts, and they're all running these things like the WWE hacker. That's what I imagine
Yep.
was with all of these stupid accounts. Some of these trolls on the internet is ridiculous, man. The last thing I'll say is this, kind of a final grievance, if you will, because I did say I had 3. Um, enjoy what you enjoy and leave people the hell alone. Jay-Z had a line in one of his songs, and it always stuck out to me. It was, what you eat doesn't make me, and what you eat don't make me anyway.
Yep.
So I don't what I consume is what I consume. It's for me. If you don't like it, tough. But if you don't consume what I consume, I, I really don't care about your opinion. Like, how can you have an opinion on something you don't consume? Thank you, Conrad. See, I knew someone in the chat had my back, and I knew it. I knew it. Conrad, thank you, bro. But yeah, honestly, let people let people enjoy what they enjoy. Let people love what they love. You people who are trying to crap on Impact Wrestling and talk about, oh, well, she didn't have another choice but to go to silly Impact Wrestling. Listen, you better check their resume. Look at what they've done over the last several years, not just recently. Look at what they've done. And you come back and tell me that that's not a destination. Listen, if it was good enough for the Good Brothers, it's good enough for Trinity, good enough for all the people that have come over, at least check it out. And you know what? If you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to like it. But come on. Don't crap on something you don't watch. and you're basing an opinion off of a story or something that happened 10, 15, 20 years ago. If you don't watch it, just say you don't watch it. That's fine. But newsflash, WWE ain't the only game in town anymore. And it's not everybody's final destination or whatever. Other people have things on their bucket list. Trinity did an interview where she talked about how she's always watched the Knockouts division from afar and enjoyed and appreciated. So, just saying. I mean, there are other places where people can entertain us when it comes to this wrestling thing. And if you're a wrestling fan, I would implore you to broaden your horizons past WWE or past AEW. Broaden your horizons. There are many other places that are putting on great shows, have great wrestlers, great entertainers. Give those places a chance too. So, I'm done.
Take some money and look up to see if there are any independent shows near you and go watch one. Take some money and go watch one sometime. Those people who sit behind their desks all day long doing nothing but hating on it, take a little bit of mom's money, because obviously you don't have a job other than sitting on Twitter and crapping on everything. Get a little bit of mom's money. Tell her to give you your allowance early. Go out and watch an indie show once. You know, you might actually get a smile on your face from doing something other than putting down everyone else's fun. I just can't understand. I can't, and maybe it's just because I'm older, I can't grasp the mentality. I can't, because life is so short that you are going to spend all your time on a phone, on a computer, on a tablet, doing nothing but hating. And we got a perfect example of the moron who came in our stream right off the bat tonight. You are going to literally sit and listen to a stream, which obviously this person did for the little bit of time that he did before he decided to come in and try to be an idiot. So you're gonna waste your precious time on this earth, sitting in someone's stream, thinking to yourself, "Ooh, you know what? You know what it reminds me? It reminds me of like the old cartoons with the little mean scientist nerd guy tapping on his keyboard and going, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna say something nasty." Like, are you serious? Are you serious? Like, this is your life? Take a step back from your desk or your box, crate, chair, whatever it is you may get comfortable. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you don't ever get comfortable on anything. Maybe that's part of it. I don't know. Maybe you're muted, Jeff.
most of it happens when they're on the toilet.
At that too, your toilet, whatever it is. Maybe
No.
maybe they're constipated. Maybe that's what it is.
Well,
Maybe
I mean, listen, it makes sense because the crap that they're spewing out of here
is coming out of here instead of the other
instead
way.
of there.
Maybe
So, I mean,
that's what it is. Maybe they need maybe they need a cleanse. But take a step back and reevaluate your life. Start to think to yourself, maybe there's a little something going on that's maybe it's me. I can get it if they're like 12, 13, 14 years old, because you know what? Their brain hasn't aged enough to know that they're doing things that are stupid and not cool. But if you're, I don't know, let's say the cutoff age is like 19, maybe 18. If you are past that age and this is what you're doing every day of your life, boy, oh boy, I feel sorry for you. You have serious stuff going on, and you really need to understand that there is more outside of your door, your basement door, your room door, things that are meant to make you happy other than going on someone's YouTube stream or whatever the case might be and sitting there chuckling because you think you're being funny. You think you're getting one over on people. Oh, I'm going to make this fake account on Google and I'm going to go in there and I'm going to tell them. You're a moron. Plain and simple.
You
are a moron.
I don't often talk about this subject, especially on this channel, but Big Dan brings up a great point. Maybe these people need a release.
Yeah. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe they need a release.
There's companies that sell things for that. So contact Adam and Eve. Go to adamandeve.com. There's stuff out there for that too.
If you're listening, we'll be a sponsor. You can sponsor.
There you go. There you go. Wouldn't that be funny? We go from Manscaped to Adam and Eve. But listen, my God, like, listen, I get it. We all get, all of us, right? We have ups and downs. We're human beings. We're happy. We're sad. We get depressed about things. It happens, right? But my God, if this is what you're doing every single day of your life, and you're just making new accounts, I'm going to tell you this right now, okay? If you, as a person, can take a look at your Gmail and you find out that you've got 10 plus different Gmail accounts, you have a problem. You absolutely have a problem. Okay? And it's just like Jeff said, idiotic Twitter is just ridiculous. It is the cesspool, the sewer, the bottom of the toilet, the stuff that floats down the sewer. It is the worst of the worst. Because and I think, who was it that said it? I think it was, oh my gosh, was it Rhea Ripley? Oh God, no, I can't remember. It was a women's wrestler, but anyway, she said that you can go on there, you can talk about the most exciting, happy thing. You can say, everybody on earth won $1 million and it was deposited in their bank account. You on Twitter will get hundreds to thousands of people going on there and complaining about it. Yeah, but this sucks. Yeah, but this, I'm telling you, that is just how it is. And it's gross and it's disgusting. And like I said, if this is how you're living your life, man, oh man, I hope, number one, if you're a younger kid that's doing this, I hope to God you grow out of it. I hope you find some happiness somehow in your life. Wherever you decide to look for it, I hope you find it. Because I would hate to think that you're going to grow and mature, and maybe these people are already grown. I don't know. They could be too.
Oh, I got a message for them, Joe.
But
I got a message for the grown people.
I hope you grow out of it. I hope you find some happiness in your life, whatever it might be, however small or big it is. I hope you find some happiness in your life and you can do something other than wasting your time just trolling people online. Because, like I said, I just can't fathom it. I just can't. As a grown man, I don't have enough time in my day. If I wanted to do that, I wouldn't have enough time in my day to do it. So, yeah. So that's my rant. I just can't. We're cutting real life promos. I just can't anymore with it, because no matter what you do, no matter what you say, you're going to get a whole bunch of people that are gonna do stuff. Are you still? Wait a minute.
No, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna stay on track. I'm sorry. I just saw something. I saw it too. You're talking about the person in chat? Yeah.
See, this is boy, you're coming in at a great time.
Great time.
You're making a perfect example for me. So maybe I'll just direct my comments to you. First of all, I gotta commend you on the name. Really, really intelligent. That shows prime intelligence to make that name. Secondly, I am talking about you. That I feel really, really bad for. Lastly, climb out of your hole. Go do something else. Go somewhere else. Yes.
Socialize with people outside of the internet.
Yeah, you must have a friend. You must have a pet. Go take them for a walk. Go spend some time doing something else other than coming in and getting on people's nerves and trying. Or is it just you enjoy this? You just enjoy it. You get off on this. Is that what it is? Whatever, dude. You're
no.
Thanks for making my point. I really appreciate it.
Joe and I do not have an OnlyFans. Just to let you know, if that is the case, but it kind of is a perfect segue into what I wanted to say. Socialize with people outside of the internet. So that's true, Barry Monkey.
Yeah, good point.
Don't give that instruction because they might.
Yeah, good point. They might take that the wrong way.
Might find love in all the wrong places. Anyway,
oh my God.
Oh man. So socialize with people outside of the internet. For the love of all things holy, find something else to entertain you aside from wrestling, but because it's clear that you have an unhealthy obsession with wrestling. So that's one. That's two. Sorry. The last one. If you're above the age of 25 and you're doing stuff like that on the internet and bullying people and clowning and thinking that you're a troll and you really got that person in the comments and in the replies, go get some. And if you have to ask what some is, that's part of your problem. So I'm done.
Man, oh man. Well, I'm glad I had somebody come in and prove my point. And they're gone now. So let them make another account, come back in again, and take up the next hour or so making a Google account. I kind of think that's funny too. The fact that you'll spend that time doing it, because that's not an easy process anymore. You really have to think to do that. You have to almost create new emails and stuff like that. So you know what, dude, you want to come back in another hour? Have fun, have at it. But yeah, I'm done too. That was a rant that needed to be done. It's just ridiculous.
It's cathartic. It's cathartic, isn't it? Like,
it is.
You know what? I challenge people in the chat. Do your own airing of grievances. Write it out. Record it. Get your airing of grievances out. It helps.
It does.
I'm a lot less stressed right now. I gotta admit. I feel pretty good. So we're good.
Little Silver, I'd probably just about almost guarantee that was the same person from before. I probably almost guarantee it because the comments were of the same nature. So probably just went out, made another account, and came back again. So yeah. All right. Yeah. Take a deep breath. Woo.
Woosah, woosah.
It does feel pretty good.
It feels good. It feels good. Can't lie.
All right, man. That is our airing of grievances for this show. We're moving on, and we're going on to sell or no sell. This is our debate segment that we have. We are going to pick 3 topics, and we're going to pick sell or no sell. You can play along. Let us know what you think as well as we go. All right, Jeff. What do we got as our first topic for sell or no sell?
First one up. That's not supposed to be the first one. Sorry, I'm telling you, I don't know what happened to these graphics. They got jumbled up and all over the place. So I apologize, folks. First one up, Trinity Fatu's debut at Impact will lead to Mercedes Moné coming to Impact in 2023. Not necessarily signing, but maybe having a match there.
I will sell this because I had thought about this anyway with Mickey before Mickey got hurt. I had been mentioning. Jeff mentioned it as well. And so, yes, I am going to sell this. I do believe that at some point, I'm not saying she's going to sign there. She still is technically under contract with New Japan. She has some stuff left that she's going to do there and everything. So I'm not saying she's going to come to Impact, but I do believe at some point there will be a match. Now, I don't know if it will be between her and Trinity. Will it, be the two of them? Will they maybe join up together and have a tag team match against two other women? That could be because then we get to see, that running back the tag team that they had in WWE. But yes, at some point, remember, guys, we have Multiverse 2 coming up very, very soon. That is in Philadelphia. So Multiverse 2 is on the way. So would not shock me one bit. And I do believe they are, like I said, I didn't expect Mercedes to be in the crowd that soon. And the fact that she was there that particular night, they are besties. They are very, very close friends. They walked out of WWE together. So they are very, very close. And I would, at this point, I'd be very, very surprised if it didn't happen at some point. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm, since I don't get to play this enough,
I love it.
and I'm going to play it again.
I love it.
Because I agree. Selling it too. I honestly, I think it's going to happen. Either I think we get one of two scenarios. I think they either, three. I just thought of a third. So one of three things can happen. Mercedes comes in. She goes against Mickey. I think that's one scenario. I think another scenario is Trinity goes after Deanna. And if Trinity wins that title, maybe Mercedes comes after Trinity. And, I would love it, though, if I would love this option. I would love for them to join forces again, my third scenario, and Mercedes comes in and joins up with her. They could have some great matches against, Deanna and whoever you want to team her up with against them. Obviously, the Coven are the champs right now, so there are a lot of different things that you could do. A lot of different places you could go, but I think it does happen. I think Mercedes is going to be in Impact at some point during the year. I don't think it's going to be an extended period of time, but I think it will happen.
Remember, folks, Deanna is a face now. Mickey comes back from her injury. What about Mickey and Deanna against Trinity and Mercedes?
There you go.
Yeah, they could go any number of ways with this. And but yeah, I would at this point be shocked if it didn't. So hello, Jesse, how are you? All right, man. What do we got next?
So let's see. We got up next. This one should be really, really good because I had one thought when I put this graphic together, and now I have a completely different thought. But here we go. Cody Rhodes will win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and I should have added first on there. So he'll win it first is the topic.
Again, I put that poll out there asking people who they thought were going to win that title. And, it would kind of seem at the time when they first announced it that was, but I'm going to no sell this. And here's my reason why. I think that there's a lot of chatter out there about this being a consolation prize, quote unquote, for Cody Rhodes for losing to Roman Reigns. It is, Chris is saying it's predictable. It would be very predictable. And I think that, yes, I do think that that's what, if he did win this, I think people would think that way, regardless of whether it was that way or not. And also, I do think Cody would kind of think that way, because this is not what he wanted. He didn't want just the title. He wanted Roman's title. That was what
Those titles.
yes, that's what that story was about. So it wouldn't make sense to me for Cody to get it, because again, that would almost write off that entire storyline, and I don't think that's what they want to do. I think they're putting it off until probably next WrestleMania. And so at this point in time, I really don't think Cody's going to hold the belt. I don't think he will. I don't think he's going to get a title until we next see him go after Roman again. And at that point, I think he will take that title from Roman Reigns. So no, I do not think Cody will hold it first. There's maybe a 3 people list I would say will. But yeah, no, I'm gonna no sell this, because I just don't think it makes sense, Jeff.
Joe, is this going to be one of those episodes where we agree on everything?
We might.
We might. I'm going to no sell it too. Cody's story to me is not about that title.
Yep.
It's not even about anyone else other than Roman.
Yep.
At this point. And I think because of that, because of the historical significance of what Roman has done, also the historical significance of Dusty Rhodes in wrestling and his relationship with Roman, obviously being Cody's father, I think all of those things come into play. And the grandest way to really take Cody's story and finish it is to have him be the one to beat Roman.
Yep.
You have a guy that left years ago, and now he's come back in the spot that he felt he always deserved. What better way to finish that off, to pay that off, than have him beat the guy that no one has beaten in almost 1,000 days? So, yeah, I think Cody's going to win those titles. They're going to get back in a feud somehow, some way. That's not over. But yeah, I think I'll say this. I said it earlier. Seth Rollins, deserves to be a world champion. He has earned it. He has earned it. So I hope that he's the one that wins it. But yeah, he deserves the title.
Agreed. I like Panda Hat's comment. Let Cody choose to continue to chase Roman Reigns by winning Money in the Bank. Remember, we've got Money in the Bank coming up. So, yeah, that's one way. Cody could win the Rumble again next year, which would make him a double Rumble winner 2 years in a row. So there's any number of ways they can do that. And but yeah, I agree with Jeff on the Seth thing too. I just think that with everything Seth has done, all the big matches that he's had on Raw over the past couple of years, the battles with Cody and the battles with Austin Theory and the stuff that he's done for some of these other wrestlers, I would agree. That character, and can you imagine? I mean, he's so over. The crowd singing his song like they do with Chris Jericho when he comes out. He's so over already. And if they give him a title, it's just going to cap it. So I would agree. I do think that that Seth should win that title as well. So
this is some of the best work that Seth has done in his career, and that's saying a lot.
Yep,
it's saying a lot because he's done a lot of great things.
Yep.
This is some of the best stuff that he's done in terms of his character work. He's knocking it out of the park right now.
No doubt. All right, we've got one more topic. What is topic number 3, man?
All right, topic number 3. This should be interesting. The WWE draft should follow the NFL's model to make the draft feel bigger and more important, Joe.
I wouldn't be opposed to them doing it every single time that the NFL has their draft. Why not? Yes, I'm going to sell this. I think that the way that they did it, I think was a great step in the right direction. I love that they were always doing it with the podium and stuff where Vince would come out and everything like that. And they kind of continued that a little bit this year too, and the board and everything like that. But I do like seeing backstage. I want more of that. I love the NXT stuff, but you know what? Get a whole group of superstars backstage on camera as well, from different rooms, maybe in the back. Maybe you have a Raw room, maybe you have a SmackDown room, and follow along like they do on the NFL draft with the war rooms and stuff like that. When you see, and it goes from team to team to team to team. Yeah, why not? The NFL draft works. Everyone loves it. It is one of the biggest events of football for the entire year. Probably it could be just behind like the Super Bowl and the playoffs. People love the draft. It's an event, and make it an event. Why not? It should be. When you're going to change up these lineups, things are going to change moving forward. Everyone wants to know where their favorite superstar is going to land. Absolutely. Let's do it. And why not? The NFL model works. Why not copy something that works every single time that they do it? So yeah, selling it. Absolutely.
Darn it, Joe. It's going to be that show.
We're going to agree on everything. Well, hey.
Yeah, I'm going to sell this because I think that this I think this is a good way to position the draft. It makes it feel very important. Even this year, I think there were some things that they could do a little bit different in terms of the draft itself. Like, I love the ideas that you were bringing up. Go have SmackDown have a war room, have Raw have a war room, and then you show the reactions. You have the talent back there, and you get their live reactions, and someone handing them a SmackDown or a Raw shirt, something
Yes.
even if it's cheesy or something like that. Yeah. Have them come up and have their name whatever. I think there are a lot of ways that they could elevate the draft, but on the back end of that, the draft has to mean something if you're going to do it.
Correct. Yeah.
So don't do a draft and then 6 months because of whatever. Oh, this doesn't make sense anymore. So I'm gonna have this person go to this show that they weren't drafted to. No, yes. Make it matter. Make it matter. But yeah, I love the idea of having this kind of, take on some of the things that the NFL does.
I think, Jeff, too, that they're making the right advances with the whole free agent thing, with Omos and like others that they did, because then they get that wiggle room. If they want to move people from show to show, they can take from that pool and they can move from show to show. In fact, you know what? I wouldn't be opposed to if hopefully he does come back, Bray Wyatt and Alexa both being free agents. Mm-hmm. I think that would be a very, very smart thing to do. They can buzz back and forth to other shows. I like that idea. So have a pool of free agents that will go back and forth from show to show. That's smart, because then maybe that helps their schedules too, because maybe they're not so rigid. They can go on one show.
Someone like Brock in that conversation.
Brock as well, because he could just show up. Yeah, I agree. I think that's smart. Leave a pool of people that you can kind of create that wiggle room with. If you need to liven up a show a little bit, or you want a different matchup, leave those people out there unpicked. Don't have them all picked, and then be able to just jump from show to show to show if they can. That helps them as well if they run into problems where, let's say, someone gets sick, someone gets injured, that is on that one show. Well, now you can have somebody come in and replace that person. So I think that's smart, and I think that's what they should do. Have that free agent pool, and then this way you can even say, okay, this free agent has now been taken on to Raw. Like they do in football, where 6 months down the road they have a free agent list, and this person has signed with this team. Do it that way. It makes more sense. So,
and if you're going to have people switch shows, do trades.
You could do, and I think that they were doing that a little bit before.
And make them stick, not just say, oh, we trade so and so to SmackDown and whatever, and then 2 months later you see them back there. I mean, make it matter.
I think too, Jeff. Honestly, and don't get me wrong, I like Adam Pearce, but I think they need GMs again. I
would agree.
I think they need GMs again for both shows, because that allows you to have that authority figure on both shows. And they're the ones that, that you can even see those people in negotiating things like that and everything like that. So I think that would be smart. Go back to a double GM, not having Adam Pearce as the one be all and end all. Maybe make Adam Pearce the commissioner who oversees the two GMs.
Yeah.
Right.
Or you could just make him one of the GM, make him a Raw GM.
Yep.
And then bring in someone for SmackDown. But I do like that idea too, of having him kind of be the head of it and having two people. Yeah, either way, I'd be cool with that.
I'd bring a woman in too. I'd have one male and one female.
I would too.
Yep. Like they kind of had when Adam was with Sonya for that little while. I would go back to that, but I do think they need that. It makes for order on the show a little bit more instead of having people run rampant and stuff like that. Obviously, for SmackDown, you need a strong person because you've got Roman down there who just kind of thinks he's going to boss everybody around all the time. You need somebody that can confront him and be like, nope, you're not doing everything you want to all the time. So yeah, I like it. Hey, listen, you got Regal there. Just saying. I think that would be a great role for him. He doesn't take any crap. But yeah, I think that needs to happen too. All right. Well, there you go. That is our Sell or No Sell segment for the show. And up next, Jeff, what do we got? I think we have what to watch for.
What to watch for. Yeah. We got something coming up this weekend. And
we do.
We got to talk about it a little bit.
We got a pay-per-view coming up, actually. Is it this coming Saturday? Is Backlash. So some good stuff going on here for Backlash. We got some different matchups here, too. Rhea Ripley against Zelina Vega, we just heard about. And, of course, you have no Roman Reigns, of course, on this show. And I'm trying to look up the other matches we have for Backlash so far here. Let me pull them up real quickly. All righty. We have well, that's not what I was looking for. Of course, it's in Puerto Rico, so this is really cool. Different venue for this. We are getting what is it? It's going to be Damian Priest against here we got Matt Riddle, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn versus the Bloodline. So that's Solo, Jey Uso, and Jimmy Uso. Kind of knew that this was coming. 6-man tag. We've got Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. Of course, that feud been building up. We're going to hear from Brock this week. We got Rhea against Zelina, as I said. That's for the title. We have Seth Rollins versus Omos in a singles match. We have Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley versus Bronson Reed in a triple threat. I think Austin Theory will sneak out of that because the other two are probably going to start a big feud. We have Bianca Belair versus Io Sky, so that's a little different matchup too for the women's title. And then Bad Bunny against Damian Priest, which could very well be the main event. Bad Bunny hosting the show, so that could very well be your main event. So some interesting matchups, some different things going on. We're probably going to see some different things that we're used to. We might see some stuff with Bad Bunny. Remember, he looked pretty damn good when he was in the ring the last time that we saw him. So that should be awesome too. And of course, they'll get that crowd there, I'm sure, will be 100% behind those guys. Probably see Rey Mysterio and stuff there too. So different venue. We're going to get lots of fan reaction. Whenever they go to different places, we know when we saw Clash at the Castle, they are going to get a tremendous amount of fan support there. And I think it's going to be a good show. It's very, very different. You got, like I said, a lot of different things, different matches going on here. A lot of times what we would get, Jeff, in the past on this show is a lot of repeats. We would get, okay, championship match, we're going to run it back. Tag team match, we're going to run it back. It would be a lot of repeats, and we're not seeing that here. So I like that. It is very different. Backlash could be very boring because you just get the same old, and it almost always seems like the same people win all the time too. So I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be a really, really fun show. What do you think?
I think it's going to be a fun show. Different stuff, which I like. Yeah. This is good. Happy to see Zelina Vega going up against Rhea. I'm interested to see if we get any surprises, anything that happens. And yeah, I want to see. Telling you, these these entertainers that have been coming in lately have been just absolutely crushing it. So
Yeah,
really want to see what Bad Bunny does. Obviously he's going to have the crowd support. So
no
I
doubt.
bet the pop is going to be crazy. I can't wait.
Yep, absolutely. It's going to be a good show. Proud of Zelina, well deserved. Bad Bunny said on this Raw he will no longer hosting the show. He's just going to so now he's just going to do the wrestling and not host the show. Cool. Okay. Bad Bunny took that announce table like a champ. The street fight should be good. All right, guys, moving on. I think we've got favorite moments.
Favorite moments of the week. That's where
This
we're
is
going.
always fun for everybody to do. This is the feel good part of the show. Everybody's got some favorite moments of this past week of wrestling. Let us know what they are. Play along in the chat. Tell us your number 3, then your number 2, then your number 1. Not all at once. We're going to count down. So we're going to go 3, 2, and 1. When we do 3, give us your 3. 2, so forth and so on in the chat, and let us know what your 3 favorite moments of this past week are. So, Jeff, I'm going to start with you, man. What is your number 3 favorite moment of the week in wrestling?
My number 3 favorite moment of the week this week was seeing the reactions from the NXT locker room. I thought that was a really cool twist to how they've done things. It's unique. So I like that. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely great moment for sure. I am going to, it's so hard, as I said earlier in the show, to get anything over on anyone in wrestling because of the dirt sheets and everything else going on out there. It's so hard to get anything over on people. And when something does slip through the cracks, it's a really, really cool moment for fans because you don't expect it. And when it happens, you're like, oh my God, it's a really, really cool moment. So that's why my number 3 is going to be the Roderick Strong appearance on AEW. Tremendously well done. They hit it from everyone. I love that when they can do it. It's so hard to do today, as we saw with Trinity and different circumstance, but it's very hard to do. And I love it when they can sneak that past all of that, because it really brings me back to a different time of wrestling when I used to watch it when I was younger, and you would just wait and see from week to week what would happen, and you would be surprised when it did. So that's mine. I happened to be watching, and again, I don't get to see AEW as much, and I was watching during that match, and I was like, wow, this is really cool. It completely unexpected. Fans were shocked. And I love that. That's part of what makes wrestling fun and cool. So I was really, really surprised at that myself, and I thought it was an awesome moment. All right, let me see what people have in theirs. Rob Van Dam, seeing Rob Van Dam said Brandon was number 3. The trunk match, says Alexa Bliss Gamer 0809. Finn versus Cody, said Bonkers. Number 3 is Britt and Hader's promo on Dynamite, possible prelude to Blood and Guts. Bad Bunny beating a Priest, says James Grant. The NXT call-ups, he echoed what Jeff said. Yes, Finn and Cody's match. The introduction of the new heavyweight championship. Jody agrees with that. The new belt. Roderick Strong showing up on Dynamite, says Bonus Baby. Roderick Strong says Andrew Stevens. Grayson Waller versus Carmelo Hayes on NXT. Great match. New belt, says Marvin. I love the Trinity as an Impact going to put more eyes on Impact, says Deanna. Okay. All right, man. What is your number 2?
Number 2 for me. I'm gonna say Trinity picking Impact. And notice how I said that, picking Impact, choosing Impact.
Yep.
She's been a fan of the Knockouts division. In my opinion, the Knockouts division gives her so many great opportunities at great matches, great storylines. If her goal is to go back to WWE one day, which she doesn't have to, but if that's what she wants to do, then this gives her an opportunity to reinvent herself. She's going to have a lot of great competitors to work against. So, Trinity going to Impact is number 2 for me.
My number 2, and I have a couple of ones that are going to be kind of a little off the beaten path, but my number 2 is one of my favorite wrestlers being called back to the darkness on Impact Wrestling. Rosemary having to go back to the darkness, back to Father James Mitchell. I am very excited because I don't know where this is going to go, but I'm going to go a 2A here. My 2A here is the diary that Rosemary put out as well. I have to call it out. It was an amazing, amazing diary. If you guys haven't been watching these Impact diaries, take the time and do it. It really gives you an insight into their lives. They're sharing things that are very personal to them. And this one in particular hits home for a lot of people. And it just goes to show us and you how these people are human beings. They are like you and I, and they have problems just like we do. Because they're in a spotlight, we tend to think that they're not, and that's what makes us judge them, you know, differently, right? We sometimes we think of them differently, and we shouldn't. But it was she had mentioned how she was very wary about putting it out there. I could totally understand that, but it was tremendous. It was brought some tears to my eyes, and I think it would any normal person who has ever gone through anything like she did. I saw Jessica Havoc literally in tears talking about the story. It's tremendous. Those diaries are amazing. The Josh one, the Giselle one, I love them all. But this one
was great.
Bhupinder's was awesome as well. This one hit home because I'm a big fan of hers. And when you're a fan of someone and you see that person bearing their soul, it hits you. And so that was tremendous. And I guess you can almost kind of put the two of them together, right? Because Rosemary didn't know whether her career was going to be over. That's how serious the injury was. She did not know if she was going to be able to come back at all. And it's so great to see her thriving, see her getting back into, she was a tag team champion for a good while, but seeing her go back and embracing the dark side, I absolutely love. So number 2 is basically Rosemary for me and the things that she's doing, and also her diary. So that was my number 2. Yeah. Let's see what people have here. Let's see, Trinity is impacted, says bonus babies is number 2. Christopher, Indy Hartwell, Alba Fire, Sladon, Zoe Stark, JD McDonough, and Apollo Crews. Yeah, how about Apollo Crews coming back? Yeah,
coming back.
Good stuff. Yeah, good stuff. Carmelo versus Waller, pretty deadly versus Tony and Stacks. My number 2 was the entire WWE draft. We have NXT call-up, says Marvin. Deanna versus Taylor Wilde. Oh, dude, that was an excellent match.
Yeah,
excellent match.
Really good match.
Excellent match. Sammy and KO retaining the tag team titles. Saw a picture of Trinity on Twitter giving a big hug to my friend Bill in the audience. Wow, that's awesome, Mark A. Shuttlesworth. There you go. Being at Raw Live. Ooh, nice, Andrew. Glad you got to see that. Also, World Heavyweight Championship reveal. Definitely think she watches Impact. Trinity going to Impact, just like the Click ruled WWE and WCW. Now the Bloodline can rule multiple companies. Rosemary's Diary was so good. My moment of the week is a new WWE belt. Rosemary talking about her mental health makes me love her even more. JD McDonough, Raw top 2, and Jody says the draft. All right, time for number 1, Jeff. What is your number 1 moment of this past week?
I love a good story of a surprise. And I love it even more when it's not reported.
Yeah.
And for me, the shock. I mean, I think a lot of people would assume that it would happen at some point once Roderick Strong was out of his WWE contract.
Yep.
But no one knew he was out of it, which was a surprise because, again, like I said earlier, in a not so dignified manner. With some people, it's like they take a dump and that gets reported on. So, I mean, maybe he didn't pass gas or something before he didn't renew his contract or whatever the case was. But him showing up there, I think, is going to be is pretty awesome. Like I said earlier, not to beat the guy down anymore, but I really wish that things would get to a better place. Conrad said it earlier, maybe giving him a second chance there. Bobby Fish, that would be cool if you could get the band intact again. So would love to see that. Hopefully, cooler heads will prevail. So yeah, that's my number one, because anytime something goes under the radar like that and doesn't get reported, either there's a plot behind the scenes or that thing just really flew under the radar.
Yeah, it absolutely did. Barry Monkey, you and me are on the same wavelength. I had a 1A. My 1A was the fact that we could have said Johnny Swinger won a match on Impact Wrestling in his countdown to 50 until it was taken away. uh, but unfortunately, it didn't count. Zicky Dice, of course, was the infamous luchador. Yes, congratulations, bonus baby. That's awesome. My daughter graduated with her bachelor's degree in nursing. Good. That's awesome, man. Congratulations, dude. My number one, when I saw it, I was shocked when I saw it on the socials, and I was a little bit upset that I did, because and that was at that time I was like, okay, how am I going to play this? Because I don't mind seeing stuff sometimes for me, but I don't want to ruin stuff for anyone else. So I kept it quiet, and I posted saying that, you're going to really need to come out and watch Impact next week. But then as time wore on, it just kept going and kept going and kept spiraling. And then I was thinking to myself, all right, there's no way no one's going to know. Yes. So Trinity showing up in Impact Wrestling was completely out. I did not expect it. I didn't see it coming. I saw that announcement that Impact popped up saying there is a huge surprise. That's what I saw. But I didn't know what it was going to be. And so without a doubt, it's my number one. It adds so much more talent. And Trinity is fantastic to an already deep, a tremendous women's division. And like Jeff said at the first part of this show, the matchups, the possibilities, just fantasy book in your mind. Trinity versus Tasha Steeles, Trinity versus Deonna Purrazzo, Trinity versus Giselle Shaw, Jordan Grace, Masha Slamovich, Killer Kelly. The list goes on and on and on and on. A whole new field of people for Trinity to match up with. And I think this is just absolutely tremendous. It's great also because that is a known name that's out there outside of Impact. People know her. They know who she is. It's going to bring eyes. It's going to bring looks to Impact Wrestling that maybe people wouldn't come for before. So I'm thrilled. And I can't wait till Thursday. I am super excited for Thursday night, and I can't wait to see what she's going to say. And see who when she comes out there to say something, someone's going to probably come out and challenge her. So you'll probably know pretty much right away who is going to try to take her on. So we'll see that too. But I super, super excited about Trinity being an Impact. So that is without a doubt my number one.
Yeah.
Let me see what people's number ones are out here. We've got bonus baby talked about that. They need to cut Johnny Swinger's win down from 50 to 10 or 15. Top one DX WWE SmackDown draft. So HBK and Road Dogg. Yeah, very cool. It's always cool when you see those guys. It's another good moment too that I have to mention. Triple H allowing the crowd to finish singing Seth Rollins' song.
Yeah,
I love that. They were about to get to that one point where they're going to go, and Triple H comes out and he goes, "Go ahead and finish it." So that was cool. I like that. Just a little small thing of how he acknowledges your crowd. Masha versus Jordan Grace was a banger match. Yeah, great match. Absolutely. Top 1 DX WWE SmackDown draft. Number 1 for me was Edge and Christian being at the Maple Leafs game with Luke Harper's son. Yeah, very cool moment. That was on all over the socials and stuff like that. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Anytime that you see that little boy going around with people and stuff like that, the wrestlers kind of taking care of him. Yeah, very, very cool moment. Me either. It was such a surprise. Being at Impact this weekend, says Andrew, Trinity will make a major impact in capital letters in the Knockouts division, says Andrew. Yeah, Andrew goes to a lot of these shows. I'm glad they're going back to old TNA Impact days, surprising the wrestling world again like they used to when people made the jump. They said major surprise could trick you into thinking Cardano's coming back. They need to bring back some knockouts from 2013, 2014. Let me see if anybody else with number ones are up there. Trinity making your Impact debut. I think I got everybody. Okay, think about this. Mercedes Moné, Trinity, and Tasha Steelz working together. Yeah, the possibilities are just endless.
Endless possibility.
All right, there you go. That is our favorite moments of the week. And I think we are just about to, I think we're getting on the lighter side here. Jesse's around.
Yeah. If Jesse is here, you're up, Jesse.
Jesse Calynn was in the chat. So, Jesse, if you're here, it is your time to shine. So come on out, and we'll end on a funny note like we always do. So while we're waiting to see if Jesse's going to be doing her stuff, we've got to let you know what's going on. So, of course, we have tomorrow night, I believe, I'm not sure if Jody is still in the chat, but I believe we have that.
Yeah, we're doing it. Yep.
Okay. All right,
yep,
cool.
good.
There you go. So that's been confirmed. So Abby's window tomorrow night at 6:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jody, of course, will be there along with Jeff and along with Dom, I believe, as well. So make sure to join them. I'm sure they'll have some stuff to talk about. Like I said, we got that good news about Bray, where he had said that he's excited to come back when he's able, was the exact words, telling some people that. And they'll talk about that and more on that show. So yes, it's happening, Jody. Yes, thank you. And Jody's got a grievance of her own that she wants to share on Abby's tomorrow. So make sure to join them for that tomorrow at 6. Nothing Tuesday, nothing Wednesday. We will be back on Thursday. That's the big one, guys. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Jody wants to come and spend some time with us on Impact this week as well, because Jody's a big fan of Naomi, Trinity. So don't miss it. All I can say. It's going to be one of the biggest Impact Wrestlings in a little while, because of the fact that we're going to hear from Trinity on the show. So 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Thursday night, Impact Wrestling. Tell your friends, get them out, bring them out to the streams, join us for that. It's going to be amazing to see what happens. So come check it out. And you can watch it on YouTube, on their YouTube. You can become an insider. Sorry. That chokes me up. You can become an insider on their YouTube page. It's very reasonable. It's 99 cents. If you don't want the pay-per-views, if you want the pay-per-views, it's $5. Very easy to watch it. So get it on YouTube, watch along with us. And if not, you can watch, of course, on Access TV. So if you do have that as well. And then Friday SmackDown is the go home show. So we'll be doing the watch along for SmackDown on Friday, and then we will also have the watch along for Backlash, which will be on Saturday. So big week, lots of stuff going on. Yep. And we've got lots of things coming up as well. Jeff and I we're going to get polls out there. I promise. Polls out there this week. Yes.
This week.
We're getting polls out there this week for our members. So membership streams are coming. We're going to get the polls out there about what you guys want to watch. If you're not a member, if you were a member, and I know you might have gotten frustrated because, oh man, they're not doing anything with this stuff. If you weren't, jump back on, and we are going to get the polls out there. So we will do membership streams and membership stuff. The polls will be out there. You guys can vote on what you want to see on those streams. So that is coming out this week too. That Impact is on Thursday night, says Bonus Baby. Converting Jody, says Deanna. 99 cents for wrestling shows is a ridiculously good value. Okay. Jesse said, I paused this and just realized I forgot to unpause. All right. Well, there you go. So, so Jesse is aware. All right. So
She's here.
She's aware. She's here. She's ready to go. All right. Roll them up, Jesse. Let's go. Otherwise, again, thank you all for coming out. We appreciate all of you coming to see us on a Sunday night because, again, this is where our roots are. We have done this show since the start. And like Jeff said it earlier at the start of the show, it's always fun to do this because we get to get our opinions out there. Get to, listen, like Jeff said, airing those grievances is sometimes a therapeutic thing.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. I'm telling you. I mean, and I think Barry Monkey had a grievance earlier about self checkouts. I feel the same way. If I'm scanning items, I want to get a paycheck. I don't want to have to pay you.
Oh my God, I hate
to scan
that.
my items.
I hate
plus,
that.
it's taking people's jobs.
Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah.
Do you notice too now in grocery stores where they have those, they have literally one regular checker and they put purposely the slowest person in that lane that will check people out. The slowest person possible that works in that one open lane that you could still go to that's not a self-checkout. Yeah, that's a big pet peeve of mine. Let's see. It's 3:30 a.m. James, thanks for sticking around, dude. I know it's late.
Thank you.
I know it's late. We stick around late for this one. So that was classic. Jesse says, Tazzy, yes, Tazzy was in the chat. Welcome, Tazzy.
Okay.
I didn't mean to not acknowledge you before. I remember you were in before. So welcome, man. Hope you're gonna Tazzy was talking about possibly showing up for Impact. I know he has baseball and his baseball is in full swing. So dude, yeah, if you can come down, man.
I see what you did there, Joe. His baseball is in full swing.
Full swing, right? Yeah.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
12 jokes, a dozen. We've got a dozen, or maybe a baker's dozen, as it may be.
Yeah, who knows? But
so yeah, Tazzy, come and join us for Impact, man. If you can come watch the debut of Trinity. So discount on my groceries if I use self-checkout at Walmart. I avoid the self-checkouts for sure. DJ B Tazzy and the party, WWE Raw, WWE NXT, said Brandon. Yes, join Tazzy for
I may try to join tomorrow, Tazzy, if I can.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, maybe I'll pop in too. Maybe we'll both be there. That'd be cool. Don't get a lot of time to do that sometimes. So there you go. Why not? Go in there for a little bit. Let's see. Not with a 4-20 record. Yeah, his A's are struggling. I know. It's been a weird baseball season. There,
I hate to do this, but here, sorry, Tazzy.
I love it. The Price is Right stuff. I dig that. All right, I think we got number one. Here we go. What happens when it rains cats and dogs? You have to be careful not to step in a poodle. We're off and running, folks.
We're off. We're off, folks. We're off.
Oh, we're off and running. There we go. Oh man, here we go. Derek says, "Go Red Sox." You have a lot of my old players on your team now, Derek. Justin Turner. You got Dodgers out like crazy.
That's right. Go Red Sox.
Yeah, it's been a weird season, man. I'll tell you one thing though. I watched my first couple baseball games this past week. Man, do they go fast now?
They do.
Dude. Really the Dodgers game was over in like almost like not even 2 hours less. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
You're usually sitting there. It's 3 hours, 3+. It's like, man, are they going fast now? So since that new pitch count thing came about, my Rangers destroyed the Yankees. Yeah, the Rangers are playing well. There's some weird teams playing really well.
Rays, man, the Rays,
dude. The Pirates, the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're killing it. It's crazy. There's a lot of teams like that used to be the also Rans are really playing well.
Yeah.
So cool to see. My Celtics start the new series tomorrow with Philly. Joel Embiid cannot play. He's been hobbled by an LCL injury, and he's definitely not going to play tomorrow. He can't even practice, so I don't
And
know
if
what's
James
going on.
Harden can't stop slapping people, he won't be able to
Yeah, it
play.
won't be. Yep, that's very true. All right, here's number 2. Those who hear this really got to see the type, so all of you read it. What do you call a fish with no eye? A fish, FSH. Oh, God. An FSH. Cricket is the same. 5 days matches are over in 3 these days. Vegas, not official. Probably. Oh, you're talking about the A's moving to Vegas.
Yeah, man. Pittsburgh Pirates being good again. Man, it's awesome to see.
Yeah, it is. Baseball sometimes is imbalanced. A lot of the big teams with the big money are the ones that usually do well.
Yeah.
And I mean, I being a Dodger fan, they're one of the biggest spenders all the time. In fact, I think they're kind of tanking this year because they're probably going to try to get Shinhei Ohtani, who's a free agent. But it's good to see different people coming up. So yeah, it's always good to have variety. Number 3. Why did the man name his dogs Rolex and Timex? Because they were watchdogs. Oh no, Jesse's got a pirate joke.
Pirates. I gotta say this too. Did anyone how did people feel about your team, your NFL team's draft? Any NFL fans in the house? How do you feel about your team's draft? I'll be honest with you. I'm a little bit concerned about my beloved Tampa Bay Buccaneers because everybody in the division got so much better in the draft over the past few days. So I'm a little bit nervous about where we stack up with the rest of the teams. But
yeah, I can't say that I'm all that thrilled about Dallas's, especially when it looks as if their big opponent, the Eagles, are drafting all of the national championship players from the Georgia Bulldogs to their team. So here's number 4. 3.14% of sailors are pie rates. Clever. Dallas's draft, they got a couple of good people. I'll tell you what, though, the best moment I think of the entire draft was the Cowboys' last pick.
oh my gosh, dude.
They
You want
haven't
to talk about cutting onions. Oh my God. Go ahead.
God. One of their scouts on the Cowboys, his son was eligible for the draft. Now, they had asked him about it, but he said that he couldn't, you can't get involved. That's a no-no. You can't do that. And then they ended up drafting him, and they had asked him, what would you do if your son made it to the Cowboys? And he's like, we'd probably move to Texas because my wife could come and see every game. And they drafted him. And I'll tell you what, this kid is quick. I've seen highlights of him. Yeah. Man, does he blow through the line. But they drafted him, and the father just in tears in the war room. You see him, and I gotta hand it to, like, I bag on Jerry Jones. Jerry went over, gave him a big hug, and it was just a really, really cool feel-good moment in the draft. It was really, really cool to see. Number 5, I think I missed it.
Yeah, let me put it back up on the screen. Sorry.
No, you're good. What do you call a lazy kangaroo? Pouch potato. That was a good one.
That's a good one.
I like that. That was a good one. That was a good one. That's funny. Chris said yes. That was a good one. I believe the Raiders aced their draft. Jody said Bryce Young is a beast.
Yeah, the Panthers got so much better over the weekend. Yep. The Saints got good. The Falcons got a running back. They got a stable of them.
Yeah, that Bijan Robinson.
Oh my God, man, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, that division is gonna be better. Much better.
It's got to be from that debacle last year that we were. Good Lord.
Yeah. HPC 2 Sweet says great moment. Yeah, it really was. It was a really, really cool moment in the draft. I really was really cool. How many times will you see a father being able to draft his son to the NFL team that he works for? I mean, it's pretty awesome. Here's number 6. A friend of mine is known for sweeping girls off their feet. He's an extremely aggressive janitor. All right, Jesse, you're getting going now. Now we're starting to get moving here. Texas got some good picks too. Derek's happy about the Bijan Robinson pick. Yes, he went really high. I mean, there were some people that were saying that he could fall like down to where Dallas was, but he got picked really high in the draft. He's supposedly a one of a kind back, like a throwback back, basically, like a Derrick Henry kind of. Yeah,
he is. Yeah, he is. Man, I'm telling you, he's gonna be that division is gonna be so difficult this year.
Yep.
It's gonna be a rough couple years, I think, for the Bucks. And you know what, Big Dan is starting on me just like Derek talking about Baker freaking Mayfield. Don't you talk to me about Baker Mayfield.
Yeah,
right. Here, mark my words. Ryan Trask will start ahead of Baker Mayfield if they're the two quarterbacks vying for the starting position for the Bucks. Ryan Trask. You heard it here.
There you go. Number 7. My son's 4th birthday was today. When he came to see me, I didn't recognize him at first. I had never seen him before.
I love that.
Don't forget, there's still a lot of quarterbacks that can end up getting moved around. There's there are rumors that the 49ers are kind of overloaded. You got Purdy, who is at down and out hurt. You got Trey Lance is still there, so there may be some moving around with some of these quarterbacks yet.
You know what? The Bucks will take Trey Lance.
I'd
gladly accept that. We have a very disgruntled inside linebacker that wants to leave. Trade him to the Niners. That makes the Niners better.
There you go.
Give us Trey Lance. I'm just throwing that out there.
Baker Mayfield, bonus baby, is a quarterback in the NFL. He's kind of maligned a little bit. He came in with a lot of fanfare from college, but never really kind of lived up to it. And now he is a Buccaneer. So that's why Jeff's talking about him. Don't know how the Jets will do, especially having Aaron Rodgers. Number 8, a bartender broke up with her boyfriend, but he kept asking her for another shot.
I can tell you how the Jets will do. I think they're going to be dangerous. I think they're going to be really, really good. I think if their quarterback play had been better last year, they would have really, really caused some trouble. But I think he's going to add a lot. So I think they're going to be really strong this year.
They have a really good defense. They did last year. So yeah.
That division too, because Miami is loaded this year. Obviously, you got the Bills, you got the Jets, you got to factor in New England every year. So yeah.
Dude, the AFC is tough, man.
Tough.
All those quarterbacks over there, my gosh. Yeah.
And then to get to the Super Bowl, you got to go through Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert is on the come up.
Dude.
I mean,
the AFC is not where you want to be if you think your team's going to win, because you've got that is a battleground for quarterbacks over there. Number 9, scientists have discovered what is believed to be the world's largest bed sheet. More on this story as it unfolds. I wanted to read that like a news announcer too. I hope I did a good job. I know who Baker Mayfield was, but who is he now?
A backup for the Buccaneers behind Ryan Trask.
Yeah. The Ravens defense last year was awesome. Yeah, people excited about the Ravens.
The Ravens are going to be strong.
They finally
Odell Beckham.
Yeah, Odell Beckham Jr. Hopefully he can stay healthy.
Yeah.
They drafted a wide receiver, I think, too. So, yep. Good night, Gus. We shall see you Thursday. Tomorrow for the Raw Watch Along will start early, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Side note, I still love my Kings. Oh, yeah, they got beat today. Yeah.
My goodness. And Steph Curry.
50 points.
50.
Yeah. All I'll say is you now have Lakers, Golden State Warriors coming up, which should be a barn burner. So LeBron against Steph and all that should be. You've got the Suns look like they're going to get a battle out of Denver. Miami and New York started today. That was close, almost to the end. So, yeah, the NBA is getting into it, man. We're getting into it. There's so many storylines that could happen, even in the East as well. If Miami should get through and Philly beats Boston, you would have Jimmy Butler going up against the team who traded him away for Ben Simmons. You don't think he might want some revenge? You could have Boston and Miami. Boston knocked Miami out last year. All kinds of stuff going on in the NBA. So I was shocked the Bucks lost. Shocked. Shocked. Like I was couldn't believe it.
Jimmy Butler he's one of those superstars that never gets the recognition and pub that he should.
Jimmy Buckets and playoff Jimmy. Yep. My doctor told me I've really grown as a person. Well, her exact words were that I gained excess weight. Lakers and Warriors is going to be awesome. I think that is played at Golden State too, because Golden State is the higher seed, so they will have
first two.
Yeah. Lakers are coming on. Man, could you imagine if we get a Lakers Celtics final? Run that back one more time. The bitter rivals. Could you imagine? I mean, Boston playing Philly, who's another one of their big rivals, and then they end up playing if they play the Lakers in the finals. That'd be awesome. Hope OBJ can stay healthy, but also keep his head out of his butkus. Butler used to be on the Bulls. Does the Ravens quote the Raven have a flock? Good night, Barry Monkey, and happy.
They do have a flock, James Chadwick.
They do. Yeah, they do. All right, where are we at with the jokes, Jesse? I think we've got, 2 more left?
Yeah, here we go.
Number 11. Recently went to the world's tiniest wind turbine exhibit. That's interesting. Honestly, not a big fan. Oh, that's awesome. Lakers don't have a prayer, says Tazzy. Tazzy making a prediction. A bold prediction.
Tazzy, you got Golden State in 5, or is it going to be a sweep? I don't think they sweep them.
I don't think so either. The one place that Golden State could have a little bit of problem there is the size of Anthony Davis. He's tough to guard, and if he gets going, they could get them. Golden State I think is going to win, but I'm going to say 4-2. I'm going to say 4-2. Number 12. I'm an expert at picking leaves and heating them in water. It's my specialty.
That's Jesse. There you go.
That was good. They were good tonight, Jesse. Very good. Yeah, very good. If we get Celtics versus Lakers finals, I wear a vintage Larry Bird jersey on the stream throughout the series. The New Orleans Saints go. RK Shuttlesworth. All right, guys. I think we're done.
Yep.
Again, thanks for coming out. We had a lot to talk about tonight, and really appreciate you being here for the show. Brandon Wayne Lewis says 10 out of 10. Thank you so much for being here. Again, we always appreciate you coming out to be with us on a Sunday night. We know a lot of you are overseas and you're sticking around until the all wee hours of the night. So appreciate you. Please make sure you sub to the channel if you haven't done so already. Please make sure you hit a like on the stream for us tonight as well. And also hit the notification button to be notified about when we have future content, which will be tomorrow, 6:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Abby's Window. Make sure to join the guys. Will be Jody, of course, and Dom and Jeff. And Jody's got a grievance on to share on that show, so please join them for that. Then we'll be back for Impact Wrestling. Don't miss that episode. Come out and see the debut of Trinity Fatu on Impact Wrestling with us. It should be amazing. And then, of course, join us for SmackDown Friday night, for the Go Home Show for Backlash, and then for Backlash itself next Saturday night. Also, the times to follow, they'll be on our channels, YouTube, Facebook, and, of course, the idiotic Twitter. All right, guys, that is it for us for tonight. Thank you so much for coming out. Really, really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your night. Please stay safe, be kind to one another, and hopefully we will see you all for our next show. Have a good one, guys, and we'll talk to you soon. Good night, everybody.